What a ride 2024 has been. Marketing has undergone so much change. Algorithms have shifted, audiences are harder to engage, and trust in traditional ads has plummeted. Let's not forget the rise of AI and how it has changed our world. If you run a small business or are a freelancer, and if you want to thrive in 2025, you need to be prepared. In this video, I'll share 6 smart yet simple marketing strategies that will help you stay ahead of the curve and grow your business. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Shreya, a marketer with over 20 years of experience. I've helped businesses of all sizes, from solo entrepreneurs to global brands, to grow their business through content, social media, and branding. If you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, freelancer, working on your own, this channel is for you. Subscribe for strategies, tips, and actionable ideas to help you thrive in 2025. Strategy number 1: organic marketing. Organic marketing is about creating content that provides long-term value. This includes social media, blogs, and email campaigns. This is a mistake that even brands make at times, where they don't give enough importance to the power of organic marketing. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Just start with social media and email marketing, but we'll come to that later. Start by picking up one social media platform. Don't make it too complicated and don't invest your time in multiple platforms because that's not going to get you the returns. Start with one platform that aligns with your audience. For example, if you run a B2C business or a creative business, Instagram or TikTok could be your choice of platform. If you're a B2B company, LinkedIn is where it's at. If you're not already on LinkedIn, it is definitely something you should be doing, and I'll be getting to it a little later in the video. A critical part of organic marketing is SEO. You may have heard this term thrown around, and I don't want to make it too complicated. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's just a fancy way of saying that if somebody searches your product or business in Google or other search platforms, it should be easy to find you. Let's look at an example from your own life. Suppose you're watching a movie and you see somebody in a role and you're sure you've seen this actor in another television show, but you just cannot remember. What do? You go to Google, search the show that you're watching, check out the actor, go to Wikipedia, find the actor's filmography, and then everything is available on search. And this is how you and I look for information online, so do our customers. Every time a customer needs something, it's likely that one of the first things they do is that they go to Google and search about it. Once you start doing organic marketing over a period of time, you will build authority, and that means that without actually paying for it, your name will start appearing in searches. Now, it's not as simple as that. Obviously, with so much content out there, it's becoming harder and harder. And I do plan to get into it in detail in future videos, so stay tuned for that. Strategy number 2 sounds counterintuitive, but it's something I personally believe in. And increasingly, it's becoming more and more true in today's day and age. So the strategy is that sell without actually selling. Think about it. When is the last time you went into a room or met somebody and they weren't trying to sell you something? You open your social media and Instagram and somebody's trying to sell something. Let's face it, everyone is tired of being sold to. Instead, focus on value-driven content. If you're providing value to your customers, they will automatically gravitate towards you and then eventually be interested in your product. Let's look at some examples. Like a home decor brand could share DIY tips for creating a cozy, minimalist bedroom, or how to do a bathroom makeover. This kind of content is really liked. A few years ago, I was helping a landscaping company with their marketing, and we would do a lot of content about plants, the kind of plants that you should grow indoors or outdoors, native plants that you can use in that area. And in the period that we worked together, their sales went up. When your content is helpful and engaging, your audience will come to you when they're ready to buy. The goal is to build trust and be on top of mind for the customer. Strategy number 3 is add a personal touch. This is in some ways a continuation of strategy number 2. Adding a personal touch helps build trust with a person, whether it's a customer or a new friend that you're trying to make. If you run an e-commerce company, if you're an Etsy store, you'll see a lot of the shop owners that send handwritten notes. They get really appreciated by their customers. These small touches make all the difference. Your customers really love you for these little sweet gestures, and they talk about it to their friends and family, and they become repeat customers. Even in retail, where self-checkouts have become the norm, many customers, including me, still prefer interacting with a helpful salesperson. You have to find what is your way of connecting and personalization. This is something that you must think about. Strategy number 4 is to own your audience. This might sound simple, but it is crucial. You must own your audience. Even if you have a large social media presence or good results on your ads, relying solely on these platforms could be risky. What happens if your social media account gets suspended or worse, stolen? Rebuilding it is a long drawn affair, which is why it is very important for you to stay connected with your audience no matter what. The simple way to do this is through email marketing. It's a direct and reliable way to maintain contact. You don't need to send daily or even frequent emails. Weekly or bi-weekly updates sharing value, tips, or new product announcements are enough. The key is to provide value without overwhelming your audience. When you own your audience, you're not dependent on external platforms to keep your business running. This is an important step that a lot of us disregard, but think of it as an insurance for your business. You don't want to take the chance of losing your entire customer base. Strategy number 5 is leverage LinkedIn for B2B. LinkedIn is your best friend. It's currently the most effective organic platform for B2B engagement. You can use it to connect with potential clients, to build relationships through meaningful engagement, generate leads without resorting to hard sell. As you know, I'm not a big fan of hard selling. There is so much potential to grow your business in LinkedIn that if you're not already in LinkedIn, you must start now. Try and avoid doing direct sales pitches, but instead focus on engaging content and building trust. Your LinkedIn profile acts like a landing page or resume. Make sure it's optimized with a professional photo and headline and all the information a potential client or partner might need. If you're interested in enhancing your LinkedIn profile, check out a free 10-step guide to a standout LinkedIn profile. I'll link it in the description. Also, if you are enjoying this video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Strategy number 6 is to embrace AI. The other day, I caught up with a few friends who are in advertising for almost two decades like me, and they don't use AI at all. I was quite shocked because for me, AI is such an important part of my day-to-day life. And it made me realize that a lot of people aren't using AI. And if you're one of them, I'm here to say that you are missing out. Artificial intelligence isn't just a trend, it's here to stay. So instead of fearing or avoiding it, learn to use it to your advantage. There are 3 areas where I feel AI can help enormously, especially if you're a small business person or you're a freelancer working on your own. It's almost like having a super efficient assistant. So the 3 areas that I personally use AI a lot for is content creation, productivity tools, and marketing automation. I think what's important to remember is that AI will never replace the human touch. And if you remember strategy 3, it's all about the personal touch. So it's not about getting everything automated, but certain aspects of your work which can save you some effort and give you the bandwidth to focus on other things which are more important. So I hope these 6 strategies were helpful for you. They are simple yet powerful ways to grow your business in 2025. 2025 is going to be a kicker of a year. None of us know what's going to happen because the world is changing so rapidly. But if we keep our bases covered, it will help us stay relevant in this rapidly changing landscape. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll be posting weekly content designed to simplify marketing for small business owners and entrepreneurs and freelancers. I don't think I mentioned this, but this is my first ever video on this channel. So this is kind of an exciting time for me. I'd love for you to be part of my YouTube journey. I have grown my Instagram account to more than 100,000 followers. So I feel like growing this YouTube channel is going to be a huge, exciting challenge for me. I look forward to your suggestions and feedback. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye.